بینندگان بسیار نهایت و محترم تلویزیون ایمان، السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته. جای بسیار افتخار و خوشبختی است برای من که باز هم از طریق تلویزیون ایمان در خدمت شما هموطنان محترم قرار دارم و از تمام کارکنان تلویزیون ایمان، خصوصا از دکتر صاحب ارشاد نهایت تشکر میکنم از اینکه برای من این زمینه را مساعد ساخته که باز هم در خدمت شما باشم. در سایری که من از طریق تلویزیون ایمان به شما تقدیم میکنم از سوی ابتدایی شروع خواهد شد، لکن قسمت های مختلف داره. یک قسمت ازی قسمت لغات انگلیسی است و قسمت دیگه ازی listening comprehension، یعنی فهم شکل تقریری زبان، و بعدا reading comprehension یعنی شکل فهم تحریری زبان، قواعد گرامر و همچنان پرونانسیشن یا تلفظ لغات است که قسمی که گفتم ما ایره از سوی ابتدایی شروع میکنیم، اما آهسته آهسته انشالله که سویش بلندتر خواهد بود. در اخیر پروگرام ما باز هم حاضر هستم که به سوالای شما جواب بگویم و پیشنهادات اگر داشته باشین پیشنهادات شما را هم لطفاً بر ما تلفن بکنین. ما تا جایی که امکان داره او پیشنهادات شما را در درس‌های آینده خود جزء درس خود خواهد ساختم. دیگه پیزی تأخیر زیادتر انشاءالله در خدمت شما هستم و بیاین که درس اول خود شروع بکنیم و باید بگوییم که درسای ما امو به اصطلاح امو تاپیکایی ما در سرش صحبت میکنیم که او به در بخور روزانه شما باشه، یعنی از امو تاپیکایی که بسیار مفید باشه شروع میکنیم و آهسته آهسته به شکل اکادمیک اینو میرسانیم. Let's now start our first lesson on Iman TV. Our first lesson includes listening comprehension, but before I give you listening comprehension, we will have vocabulary, and then you hear a dialogue, and in that dialogue, you will hear the words that I will teach you. Then after that, we have a grammar lesson, and the grammar lesson starts with simple present tense, and then we will work with statements and questions. One thing I would like to tell you this in Farsi so that all of you understand is باید بگویم که به خدمت شما عرض بکنم که ما درسای خودم از به زبان انگلیسی به شما تقدیم میکنم، یعنی ترجمه فارسی در بینش نیست، اما ما کوشش میکنیم که چندین بار تکرار کنم و بسیار با وضاحت برای شما او را تلفظ کنم که شما او را درست بفهمید. باید بگویم که از نظر ریسرچی که در رشته زبانشناسی یا آموختن زبان شده، اگر یک درسی که به زبان خارجی داده میشه اگر ترجمه به زبان اول شاگرد شود او مفیدیتش بسیار کم است، شاگرد درست یاد نمیگیره، چرا او توقع داره که عین درس به زبان مادریش برش گفته شود. اگر درس از زبان به انگلیسی رو میگیم target language، یعنی زبانی که شما میخواین بیاموزین، از target language به target language او تقدیم شود، به اون صورت چون شاگرد بسیار توجه میکنه به مو خاطر است که زیادتر میآموزه. دیگه ما کوشش میکنم که بسیار تکرار بکنم برای شما، تلفظش رو بسیار وضاحت کنم، لکن ترجمهش به انگلیسی به فارسی برای شما نخواهد کردم، چرا این مغایر تمام قوانین زبانشناسی یا آموختن زبان است. بیاین درس اول خود شروع کنیم از کلمات یا لغات نو. So the first lesson is on the words about the supermarket. Okay, so words that you use and deal with it on a daily basis. So the first picture you see here, what do you see here? You see a variety of different what? So you see pear, you see grape, you see apple. So what do you call all of this? One word for all of this is what? One word that covers all of this is called what? Fruit. If it's one, you call it fruit, but this is different types. We call it what? Fruits with an S, because we talk about a variety of different types of fruits. The next picture I want you to look at, this is also something you find in a supermarket, because I'm preparing you for a supermarket shopping using English words. So what you see is what? Different types of what? You see peppers, you see tomato, you see different types of, what do you call it? Yes, the correct word is vegetables. Vegetables. One thing I would like to bring to your attention, when you say vegetables, you put your upper teeth on your lower lip. So you say vegetables. We don't have this sound in Farsi or in Pashto. That's why it is difficult. So please make sure that your upper teeth touches the lower lip and you say vegetables. The next word is what? Something that you carry, what you purchase in a grocery store. And that's called what? That's called, correct, shopping cart. So if it's one, you say what? One shopping cart. But if there are two of them, you make it plural. You need to put an S. And so you make it what? Two shopping carts. And make sure that you put that S when you write, and when you say it, you make sure that you pronounce the S. You say shopping carts. I know it's difficult, but put it there and say S at the end. Shopping carts. Two shopping carts. Now, what about this one? We need to use them almost every time we eat. After we eat, usually most people use it. And that is what? That is called toothpaste. Toothpaste. Again, I want you to pay attention to the way it's pronounced. Toothpaste. Every time you see TH in English, whether it's at the beginning of a word, in the middle of the word, or at the end of the word, make sure that the tip of your tongue comes between your front teeth. And you say tooth. Okay? Like that. We don't have this sound in Farsi or Pashto either. So we need to really make sure that what? We pronounce it correctly. Okay? So, toothpaste. Please repeat. Toothpaste. This is what? Something that we put the paste on it. And that's called what? Toothbrush. Please repeat. Toothbrush. Again, the same thing. Put the tip of your tongue between your front teeth and say toothpaste. That's the correct pronunciation. Now, what do you see in this picture? You see different types of what? You see different types of pills, right? But the word that covers all of the pills is called what? Called medicine. Medicine. And then this is the place where we sell medicines, or you can buy medicine. What do you call the place that they put all the medicine for sale? That place is called? Correct. Pharmacy. Please repeat. Pharmacy. Again, with pharmacy, PH makes the F sound. So you don't say pharmacy, you say what? Pharmacy. Most of the time when you see P and H, whether it comes in the beginning of a word, in the middle of the word, or at the end of the word, you pronounce it like F. Pharmacy. One more time, please. Pharmacy. What do you call a person who works in a pharmacy? Filling prescription. That person is called pharmacist. See, pharmacy is the place. Pharmacist is what? The person who sells medicine, or who helps you fill out, do not sell it only, but they help you fill out a prescription. Pharmacist. Yeah, he is a pharmacist. What about this one? This is called what? We have basically the same word in Farsi, but we pronounce it differently. So I want you to show you the correct English pronunciation. In English, you pronounce this what? Shampoo. Okay? It's ah. Okay? Shampoo. What do you call this? There are two different types of this, and actually the word is there. It's soap. Okay? Soap. But there's two types. One is called bar soap. The other one is called liquid soap. Okay? So both of them are referred to as soap. But the first one is what? This one is bar soap, and the other one is liquid soap. Bar soap, liquid soap. What about this one? When you finish shopping, you go here to pay for it. And they use what? This machine. And this is called? Correct. It's called cash register. Please repeat. Cash register. cash register. What about this one? That's all the words I taught you so far. You can find it in this place. And this place is called what? Supermarket. Supermarket. Please repeat. Supermarket. I know we have the word in Farsi. Sometimes people use the word supermarket, but they pronounce it differently. So when you speak English, try to pronounce the English words like English. Okay? Like shampoo. In Farsi you say shampoo, but shampoo is the Farsi word. So the correct English word is what? Shampoo. You make it what? You put the stress on the first one. You say shampoo. And the same thing for supermarket. It has to be pronounced like an English word. So when you speak English, use the English pronunciation. Please repeat, supermarket. Now, what about this one? In a supermarket, you see these different places that they put things, and that's called what? That's called aisle. Okay, it's called supermarket aisle. Okay, but you can find aisles in other places too. Please repeat, aisle. But one thing with aisle is what? That it's A-I-S-L, but the S is silent. You don't pronounce it. But when you write it, you need to write it correctly. So see, this is over here. You write it in English, but you don't pronounce it. So you say aisle. And then if it's more than one, like in this situation, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so many aisles. So you do what? You put the S at the end. Now, these are the words we studied. Now I want you to repeat after me and pronounce these words correctly. And then after this, I'm going to read a listening comprehension for you. Okay? So please repeat after me together. I want you to repeat. You may be alone in your room, but I want you to say it loud enough that you can hear yourself what you're saying. Okay? So if you say it loud enough, it will help you what? Remember it. Okay? Again, in teaching, if you just listen to it, it's necessary, but it's not enough. You need to say it. So please promise me that you say it loud enough that you can hear it yourself. Please repeat. Fruits. Fruits. Vegetables. Vegetables. Again, V, the way we pronounce it in English, that you put your upper teeth on your lower lip and you make it V. Vegetables. We don't have this sound in Farsi or in Pashto, but make sure that you say it correctly. Vegetables. Number 3, shopping carts. Shopping carts. Number 4, toothpaste. Toothpaste. Again, as I mentioned before, TH is a specific English sound. When you say TH, put the tip of your tongue between your front teeth and say toothpaste. And you can, if you do the same thing, if the TH comes at the beginning of a word like that or this, for example. If it comes in the middle of the word or it comes at the end of the word, you make it the tip of the tongue between the front teeth. Toothbrush. Toothbrush, number 5. Number 6, medicine. Number 7, pharmacy. Pharmacy. Again, PH is pronounced as F sound. Pharmacy. Number 8, shampoo. Shampoo. Number 9, soap. And make sure that soap is different than soup. Soup is what you eat, but soap is what you use to wash. So you pronounce it correctly. So you go and need soap to buy bar soap or liquid soap. Cash register. Cash register. So the words, these are the meanings. So that's what? It's different types of fruits. And this one is what? Different types of what? Vegetables. So and that was what? A shopping cart. And then we have what? We have toothpaste. And then toothbrush. And then different types of medicine. So each one of them is called a pill. But then we have different types, so we call it what? Medicine. For syrup, for pills, for all other ones. The one word that covers all of them is called medicine. And then number 7 is pharmacy, and then shampoo, and then soap, and then cash register. Cash register. Okay. Now, let me read these 3 questions for you. So I'm going to read a dialogue for you. Dialogue, in Farsi we also say dialogue, but in English the correct pronunciation is dialogue. It means it's a conversation between 2 people. So I'm going to read a conversation between 2 people. I want you to listen very, very carefully, and then I'm going to ask you questions about that dialogue. The questions are here. What does Suzanne buy from the supermarket? Suzanne is the name of a person. Some people pronounce it Susan, other people pronounce it Suzanne. The spelling will vary. But this is Suzanne over here, because the last word is what? And. So Suzanne. So what does Suzanne buy from the supermarket? So I'm going to read something. I want you to listen very carefully and figure out the list of things that Suzanne buys from the supermarket. Number 2, does Suzanne shop every day? I'm going to read this for you. Listen carefully. How many times a week does Suzanne go to shopping? Okay, so I want you to listen. And number 3, who does Suzanne buy the medicine for? So this means what? Suzanne does buy medicine. What I want you to listen for, who does he buy the medicine for? Does he buy it for herself, or does she buy it for somebody else? So I want you to listen very carefully and find the answers for me. So again, the questions are here. Again, I'm going to read them 2 times. Question number 1, what does Suzanne buy from supermarket? Number 2, does Suzanne shop every day? Number 3, who does Suzanne buy the medicine for? So now, look at those questions and listen to me. I'm going to read the passage for you 2 times. It's not actually a dialogue, it's just a passage. It's a little paragraph. So the title of this paragraph is Grocery Shopping. Suzanne goes grocery shopping every day. She doesn't go from shop to shop. She goes to one place and buys many different things. Suzanne buys milk, fruit, vegetables, and meat. She doesn't buy very much. She buys the same items every day. The fruit and vegetables in most supermarkets are always fresh. She also buys toothpaste, shampoo, and soap. From the pharmacy of the supermarket, Suzanne buys medicine for her mother. Let me read it one more time and see if you could find the answers for these questions. Grocery shopping. Suzanne goes grocery shopping every day. She doesn't go from shop to shop. She goes to one place and buys many different things. Suzanne buys milk, fruit, vegetables, and meat. She doesn't buy very much. She buys the same items every day. The fruit and vegetables in most supermarkets are always fresh. She also buys toothpaste, shampoo, and soap. From the pharmacy of the supermarket, Suzanne buys medicine for her mother. Now, let's see if you found the answers for these questions. Okay? Question number 1. What does Suzanne buy from the supermarket? Do you remember that? She buys what? The correct answer is that Suzanne buys fruits, vegetables, milk, meat, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, and medicine. If you don't remember all of them, that's fine. As long as you could name 2 to 3 items you remember and say it loud enough that you can hear yourself, I will be very happy. Okay? So let's do question number 2. And I really want you to give me the answer. I can hear you, but you can hear yourself. Say it loud enough that you can hear it yourself. Does Suzanne shop every day? Did I say that she shops every day or every week or every month? Or what was the correct answer? Does she go shopping every day? The correct answer is yes, she does. She shops every day. So that's the answer. So some people buy things every week. Other people, they have more time. They go shopping what? Every day. They buy it fresh. Question number 3. Who does Susan buy the medicine for? Does she buy the medicine for herself? Did I read that for you? Or does she buy it for somebody else? What is the correct answer? The correct answer is here. She buys the medicine for her mother, not for herself. Okay? So let me read these questions with the answers, and then we are going to discuss your shopping habits. What does Susan buy from the supermarket? Susan buys fruits, vegetables, milk, meat, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, and medicine. Number 2. Does Susan shop every day? Yes, she does. She shops every day. Number 3. Who does Susan buy the medicine for? She buys the medicine for her mother. That's the answer. Now, let's look at some more questions. These questions are true, false. So, I know you don't have the text in front of you, the paper, the printout, but you just see it here. You can certainly take a picture with your cell phone from your TV screen and read it and save it. But what you could tell me that I'm going to read 6 sentences. Based on what you heard, some of these sentences are correct. Means true. You put T or true. True means correct based on the information. So the grammar there's no question about the grammar. I wrote them, I believe they're grammatically correct. So don't worry about the grammar of the sentence. What you need to worry is what? About the information. Is the information correct based on what you heard about Suzanne? And then if it is not correct, you write F or false. You choose what you want to say. You want to say correct, wrong, or wrong, correct, or you say true, false. So you can learn a new word. True, T-R-U-E, means correct. And false is what? Wrong. Okay. Sentence number 1. Suzanne goes grocery shopping once a week. Is that true or false? Correct or incorrect? I want you to think and then give me the answer. Question number 2. She only buys fruits and vegetables. Is that what she does, or she buys other things? Now tell me, true or false? Correct or not correct? Number 3. There is no pharmacy inside the supermarket. Is that correct? Does she go to buy medicine from somewhere else, or she goes in one place and buys that? I read something to you, so I want you to think, is this sentence, based on what I read, correct or not correct? Number 4, she buys medicine for her mother. Is that correct? Or does she buy the medicine for herself? Number 5, Suzanne goes from shop to get her groceries. Is that correct? And then number 6, Suzanne buys a lot of groceries every day. Is that correct? So now let's see what your answers are and what the answers in the computer are. So let's look at sentence number 1. Suzanne goes grocery shopping once a week. What did you say? Did you say true or false? The correct answer is, are you ready? The correct answer is F. Means what? False. She doesn't go once a week. She goes every single day. Okay? So that's why it's false. It's wrong. It's ghalat, as you say it in Farsi. She only buys fruit and vegetables. Is that correct or not correct? What's your answer? Please tell me. True or false? Tell me. Right. Okay. The correct answer is false again. Because she buys more than fruit and vegetables. What else does she buy? She buys what? Toothpaste. She buys toothbrush. She buys what? Medicine. She buys soap. So that's why this sentence is false, wrong. Number 3, there is no pharmacy inside the supermarket. Is that correct? Did I read that? The correct answer is false again. Number 4, she buys medicine for her mother. Is that correct? What do you say? What do you think? What is your answer? She buys the medicine for herself or for her mother or father or children? The correct answer is, I want to hear it from you first. What did you say? True or false? The correct answer is true. She buys it for her mother. She's healthy. She gets it for her mother. Number 5, Suzanne goes from shop to get her groceries. And the correct answer for that one is what? False. Because she does all her shopping in one place. And that's what the supermarket is. You get everything in one place. Number 6, Suzanne buys a lot of groceries every day. And that answer is what? Suzanne buys a lot of groceries every day. It's not correct. Why? Because she doesn't buy a lot. She buys a little every day. Okay? So these are the answers. Let me read these sentences one more time, and then we'll move to the next page. Suzanne goes grocery shopping once a week. False. She only buys fruits and vegetables. That's also false. There is no pharmacy inside the supermarket. That is what? False. She buys medicine for her mother. That's the correct one. Or what we call it true. And the number 5 is Suzanne goes from shop to get her groceries, and that's what? False, because she buys it in one place. And the last one, Suzanne buys a lot of groceries every day, or groceries every day. Different types of pronunciation for that. Okay, now we're going to go to the next page. The next page is what? The text of what you heard. Okay, I read this one for you. We are going to read it together because you don't have a copy of this, so your only copy available is what? On the screen of your TV. So let's read this together. I will read it for you one time without any interruption, and the second time I will read it and interrupt and explain some grammatical structures there. Grocery shopping. Suzanne goes grocery shopping every day. She doesn't go from shop to shop. She goes to one place and buys many different things. Suzanne buys milk, fruits, vegetables, and meat. She doesn't buy very much. She buys the same items every day. The fruit and vegetables in most supermarkets are always fresh. She also buys toothpaste, shampoo, and soap. From the pharmacy of the supermarket, Suzanne buys medicine for her mother. And now, what I want to point out to you, grammar lessons or grammar rules, which we are going to study in lesson number 2 next week, is how the present tense of a verb is used with the third person singular. So if you don't know what third person singular is, I really want you to listen or watch my lesson next week. Next week I'll explain the present tense and we'll get back to this one. But here you say the verb is go. But when you say Suzanne or she, you need to put what? S or ES with the verb. In this case, because go ends with O, if a verb ends with O, you put what? ES. So you say goes. Suzanne goes grocery shopping every day. She doesn't go from shop to shop. See? For she, he, and it. Again, listen or watch my lesson at my program next week. Lesson number 2 explains this. And that is what? That for he, she, and it, for present tense, the negative form is what? Doesn't. For I, you, we say what? Don't. So for she, we say she doesn't. And look, we said Suzanne goes, there is an ES. But when you say doesn't, the ES disappears. So you say she doesn't go. If you say she doesn't go, it is incorrect. If you say she don't go, it's also incorrect. She goes to one place and buys many different things. And look, buys, we put only S, not ES, because the ending is not O. Suzanne buys milk, fruits, vegetables, and meat. She doesn't buy very much. She buys the same items every day. The fruit and vegetables in most supermarkets are always fresh. It's another kind of verb. We call it to be verbs. I will teach this one also next week. Lesson number 2 is all grammar. Okay, so we're going to discuss that next week. So is, am, are, was, were are to be verbs. And so we use to be verbs sometimes, not action verbs. She also buys toothpaste, shampoo, soap. From the pharmacy of the supermarket, Suzanne buys medicine for her mother. Now, again, the grammar of this will be discussed next week in lesson number 2. This is just beginning lesson. I'm just trying to give you some words, but then the grammar rules will happen next week. Next week's lesson will be all on grammar. What I have here for you is some questions about you. How do you go shopping? What do you do? The first question is, how often do you go grocery shopping? Again, the purpose of this is what? That you practice speaking English, okay? So please don't be quiet. If there is another person in the room with you, talk to each other, answer the question in English. If you're alone, say the answers loud enough that you can hear it yourself. How often do you go grocery shopping? Means how many times a week, how many times a day, how many times a month. How often means the frequency. I will teach you this, the frequency words, in lesson number 3. So watch my lesson number 3. I will teach you all these frequency words. So often, some people pronounce it often, other people pronounce it often. Both are correct pronunciation. So how many times do you go grocery shopping? What's your answer? You, my viewers, how many times do you go shopping? Do you go once a week? Do you go twice a week, 2 times a week? Or do you go every day? Or what is the different answer you have? I want you to say it in English. So I will answer the question for myself. I would say what? I go grocery shopping once a week because I don't have time every day. So I just go on Sunday. I do all my shopping for the whole week. What about you? Do you go once a week? Twice a week? 3 times a week? Or more or less? Please give me a sentence. Say, I go grocery shopping, what? 2 times a week, 1 time a week, or once a week. Question number 2. What do you buy from the supermarket? The things that you buy. Like Suzanne bought what? Fruits, vegetables, meat, shampoo, soap. What do you buy? Can you name it? So list the things that you buy in English, of course. Now, if there are words you don't know, you know it in Farsi, but you don't know it in English, after this lesson, you can call me and I will give you the meaning of those, the words for those words that you know in Farsi, but you don't know it in English. I will give it to you in English. I'll do my best to answer all your questions. There may be words I may not know today, but I can bring you the answer next time. But if you go shopping and you buy something that you know the word in Farsi or in Pashto, but you don't know it in English, you have a chance to talk to me after the show on TV and I will give you the answer. Question number 2. What do you buy from the supermarket? The things that you buy. So for myself, I answer it, I buy fruits, vegetables, milk, and meat. What do you buy? What's your answer? Again, if there are words you don't know, ask me after the show. Number 3. Well, I give you the answer. I had the key here. Do you like to go grocery shopping? Some people like going grocery shopping. Other people do not want to go grocery shopping. What about you? I answered this for myself. No, I don't. I don't like to go grocery shopping, but I have to. I have to eat. My family has to eat. So we need to buy things. And so I go shopping sometimes with my wife, sometimes alone. What about you? Do you like shopping? Do you like, in this case, grocery shopping? Or you don't like grocery shopping? What's your answer? I want to hear it. Okay? So Let me read the questions and answers again. These answers, I answered the question about myself. I want you to answer the questions about yourself. Question number 1. How often do you go grocery shopping? I go grocery shopping once a week. What do you buy from the supermarket? I buy fruits, vegetables, milk, and meat. Do you like to go grocery shopping? No, I don't. I don't like to go grocery shopping. This is the end of our lesson number 1. So for next week, I want you to review these words if you don't know, and also read the passage several times. I certainly hope that you took a picture of the passage. If you didn't take a picture, because most people these days have cell phones, what you could do is, I'm going to bring you that picture, that slide again. I want you to look at that slide, take a picture of it, and then for next week, read it several times. So let's use our cell phones for educational purposes, for a very practical purpose. Okay? So I want you to review the words. So I'm going to bring you back to the part that the reading passage and the words were listed. So this is the reading passage, grocery shopping. Remember, your homework is what? To read this 2, 3, 4 times. If you have difficulty pronouncing some of these words, saying some of these words, you can always call me, and I'll give you the correct pronunciation. You can even tape the program if you want, and then the list of words. So, did you have a chance to take a picture again? So it's on your screen. Use your cell phone, take a picture, and then read it for next week. The other slide that I want you to take a picture of is this slide, the list of words. Let me find it for you. Here we are. So this slide list all the new words that I give you today. You may know a lot of these words, but you may have difficulty saying it correctly. So this is another chance that you have to take a picture, and then if you have difficulty pronouncing them, you could ask me, or you probably tape the program, and this way you have a chance to say it correctly. I believe if you do your homework and watch the program every week and continue practicing it, you will improve your English. Of course, studying or watching this program once a week is probably necessary, but if you need to learn English, it's not enough. You need to do more than that, to go to an adult education center, or to go to a community college, or find a tutor to help you. But this is a good start. It may not be enough for some of you. Okay? So now, at this point, I will stop, and then if you have any questions, you're welcome to call and ask me your questions. The number, I believe, is on the screen. Is that correct? The number is on the screen. You could use that number to call me and talk to me directly. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس اول ما با همینجا به پایان رسید. تا هفته آینده شما را به خداوند جهان میسپارم. و در این قسمت پروگرام اگر شما کدام سوال راجع به درسایی که من امروز خدمت شما تقدیم کردم داشته باشین، شما میتونین با نمره‌ای که در صفحه تلویزیون مقابل شما است استفاده بکنین و این نمره تلفن بکنین. من سوال شما را جواب خواهم دادم. همچنان اگر پیشنهادات داشته باشین در قسمت بهتر ساختن از این پروگرام، ما در خدمت شما هستم و باز هم از تلویزیون ایمان، خصوصا از دکتر سید ارشاد تشکر میکنم که با ما این زمینه را مساعد ساخته که باز هم در خدمت هموطنان خود باشم و تا اون جایی که من بتانم به شما خدمت کرده باشم. بر ترتیب تلفن لاین‌هایش باز است. اگر سوال داشته باشین تلفن بکنین، اگر سوال نداشته باشین شما را میگم انشالله که در هفته آینده که درس دوم خدمت شما تقدیم میکنم در خدمت شما خواهد بودم. تشکر.